what is instructional design is, this is what the theory looks like. So I'll explain it to you. So instructional design is basically, creating a learning experience. So learning experience is something I'm talking about, kind of an wow factor that you give in the training, right? So the people remember it and they can implement it for their enhancement and upliftment, right? Training experience or learning experience is not about a soap ad that we used to see and we used to just watch the model and forget the product, right? So it is a creation of learning experience for the participants so that they can remember. And training material, training content also has been designed and created by the instructional designer only, so that obviously it helps to acquisition and application of knowledge. Because sometimes what happens is you do the training, deliver the training, when people come out of the training room, they just forget everything. So knowledge retention is very important. Whatever being taught, are you able to retain that? So that is very important, right? If you do the training, you do the hard work, but people are not able to retain. So what can be the reason of not retaining? My question to you. Content was not engaging because we have not done our TNIs well. We have not identified the need of the participants. We have not identified the level of the participants. What is their demographics? What is their level of understanding? Were any training were done in the past on that same particular topic? How we are, focusing on the content. So there are Garnier's 9 event of instructions that also we'll cover when we'll advance. So that will tell you how to open up a training so that maximum retention takes place. I'm not guaranteeing 100% retention would be there, but at least there would be some retention, 70%, 80%, 90%. Because when the trainer delivers a training and the stakeholder comes in and they ask like what you have learned and people are all blank, so that is also question mark, right? So summarizing is very important, what you have taught to the people, right? So again, it is written that assessing the needs, then only we can design a process or develop material and evaluate their effectiveness. And providing a systematic and practical approach for designing effective curriculum, right? So that is needs deep dive, that needs a lot of research, talking to people. So in short, instructional designing is a process by which learning products and experience are designed, developed, and delivered, right? So we have a normal first draft, second draft, then the third final draft. So we can say alpha version, beta version, or the gold version. So this is what instructional designing is, right? Creating a learning experience. One word, these two words make it all, right? So this is how it is. So how you are relating things with the practical aspects, how you can create a hell lot of content. You can have a repository and everything. However, if that is not matching with the expectation of my learner, then that is no use. So that's why we need to keep on, refining, keep on developing new content, and then devising it. Creating a PowerPoint presentation is very easy on any topic I can give you. However, creating things that is solving the problem and a purpose for a training, that is very useful. All right. Then what is the feature of instructional design? So it is a, like more of a student center process. It is a goal oriented process towards some goal. We want to achieve some goal. Like suppose I'm giving a training on email etiquettes, right? Topic seems to be very easy. However, it needs a lot of research, right? What exactly you want to train them on email etiquettes? Everybody knows how to write it. So what is what is my participant expectations? Are they frequently talk to clients? Are they frequently writing a follow-up mail? So that kind of things we need to take care of. Then it is more of a creative process. So instructional designing is the kind of an art. You have to be an artist. It is baked by scientific principles as well. However, it more of a involves more of a creative part as well, right? Whenever you're cooking the food, you know what ingredients to put in. You know the measurement. However, it's more, but the magic is the more you cook it on a small, flames, and more you stir, more you wait, It's not like that cooking on a very fast pace and just, so the taste wouldn't be there. So this is what it is. And more obviously, we should focus on the meaningful experiences, right? And whatever the outcomes we are getting from the training program, that should be measurable, reliable, and valid. That's why at the end of the training program, we take a feedback and stop. But it should not be like that. After the feedback form is also there is a evaluation going on continuously. That I'll tell you how later. And it is like empirical, iterative, and self-correcting process. So whenever things doesn't go as per plan, so obviously we can just do some changes, tweaks, and then accordingly we can move ahead. So there is called learning cycle that we will study. So called learning cycle based on this particular theory, that how on this self-correcting process it is empirical. So that I'll tell you how it is, how it goes. And typically ID is a team effort, right? You cannot design any training in isolation. You have to connect with your stakeholders, talk to them, and this is how you can move ahead. So these are some scholars who have developed the thought on instructional designing. So he was BF Skinner. You might have heard about uh, Bloomberg Benjamin. So have you heard about the adult learning principles? If I talk about Bloom's taxonomy, have you heard of it? Right. So they are the people who have showcased and given some eye-opening thoughts. Right. So BF Skinner, through his article "The Science of Learning and the Art of Teaching," pioneers the concept of programmed instructional materials. Bloomberg Benjamin gave the theory of Bloom's taxonomy. They were very pioneering. Even see, we are all adults, so we have a different kind of a learning pattern, right? So for that, it is very important to know what adult learning principles are. So that also I'll teach you how adults learn, right? How adults want to move ahead in their career, what they want to learn, what they don't want to learn, because teaching a child is basically based on pedagogy. However, if I talk about teaching on adults, so it is more of an andragogy. This is what the different terms are, right? So you cannot make the adult learn anything. You have to show them the purpose. What is how it's going to benefit you, how it's going to help you, how it can contribute to your career. So there are a lot of aspects behind it. But if I talk about talk about to teaching students, so we have to just hold their ears and make them sit. That you have to learn this. This is what pedagogy is. Because if you not learn, you will not pass the class. So the kids have no option till 12th standard. They have to go to school and study whatever the books they get. So this is what the pedagogy is, right? So this is like the brief history of instructional designing. Knowing the history is also very important because that gives an idea and insight that how things develop. Then obviously ID is indispensable. So if I talk about online learning, so it lacks physical trainer, and now the trend is like a lot of online teaching. Online learning needs to be very efficient. Now sometimes what happen is in online learning, like for example, very basic example is turning on the camera, right? So sometimes what happen is participants turn off the camera and they are doing multitasking, right? They are checking the phone, right? They are just doing anything, any multiple thing, any multitasking, so that loses your focus from the training, right? Same goes for everyone. So obviously when you are distracted, so obviously your mind start to recording the distractions as well with learning, which is not good, right? Why that is why it has been told, when you are learning something, go in a very quiet place, learn, and then only you are able to grasp and achieve something. So this is the major challenge with the online learning, online training, that major basic hygiene is turning on the camera, right? So this is what you also need to make sure of, right? Sometimes, so there are certain tips and tricks also how to run an online session. So obviously that I also I'll tell you. So in my training, sometimes even I ask the participants that you have turned on the camera, that is okay. So randomly, I just call them and ask them to present their screen and show what they're doing. So this is how you can catch people. And online learning needs to be engaging. Now, see, engagement, if I talk about, so it's not about just, reading the PowerPoint presentation. So once you turn into a veteran ID or a trainer, then you are able to connect with examples, right? So this is very important. Now, in between the training program, if I ask you, what is your program for the Sunday, right? That is just taking your attention and just talking on that particular topic and just coming back to the training topic, right? So this is how you develop more attention from participants. This is how you can be, more engaging, and you can also help your participants like this. And online learners have to work hard, because if we devise an LMS, so there is a lot of questions, there are a lot of assessment in that particular LMS, and you have to learn and pass those in order to excel in that particular or advance in that particular course. So online learners have to work very hard, right? And sometimes it's very monotonous also, sitting in the table, opening the laptop and learning. So teaching earlier doesn't used to happen that ways. Even teaching or training, there has to be a room. Trainer used to come, they used to deliver training in the physical setting, participants used to listen to them, and obviously things goes like that. Now, what is the importance of instructional designing is making learning efficient, making learning engaging, impacting the bottom line as well. So bottom line, the people who are performing but not performing that much great, and forces you to identify the purpose of your training endeavors, right? And provides a fair amount of critical thinking, what is right, what is wrong, how to go about it, how to move ahead. So critical thinking is very important, and giving high level approach of how something will be taught. This is very important, right? So how something will be taught, if I just revolve around this question is, so if you want to teach somebody something, so how to go about it? This is a very critical thinking question, right? So now, for example, I want to teach you, like for example, I want to teach small kids about different colors. So what is the methodology would be? How to go about it? We can sometimes when we order, when we want to buy something, we just explore it online, right? Suppose, for example, so recently I bought a hair dryer, though I have very less hairs. So I bought it though. So I did a lot of research, which is the best one, which is what are how it looks, how it works. All I learned. However, I wanted to have a physical, touch also, how it feels, how it, goes, how it works, because everything you cannot just see online. So if I want to teach small kids about, learning anything, for example, vegetables, fruits, colors, so obviously, first we can show them the pictures that this is what it is. So apart from that, if we give them some things to have an hands-on, right? For example, I gave them some colors to play. If I gave them some fruit dummies, right? So obviously, when they will have a sense of touch, so that something will click in their mind. This is how they can relate. Same happens with the adult learners as well. So now, if I want to teach somebody how an bike engine works, because I was into automobile. So obviously, I can show them the theory, I can show them the 3D designs, but on the other part, I need to show them the model as well, how the piston works, how the engine oil goes, how the petrol goes in, then but there is a spark, then there is a burn, then there is a piston goes up, then they create energy, all those stuff. So I need to give them some hands-on as well. So this is very important. And then to check their knowledge, you can take the evaluation. So this is the high level approach of how something would be taught. So you have to be a critical thinker and an ID person. So I'll give you small task also in between, right? So don't take it as a burden. That is for your knowledge only, right? So this is how it is. Then key components of good instructional design is like, it lays out the complete scope of what to be taught. It's not like that. So from the starting till the end, how you are going to prepare your dish, everything you need to thought from the starting to the end, what the outcome would be, and how what the training we are going to design. This is how it is, how I'm going to prepare a dish, and what are the components that are used to be placed in the exact sequence, and how they will be taught and formally taught to the whatever the rules of learning are formally taught to the students, and by giving them examples and non-example, how to apply that particular concept in their life. So non-example is like when you are driving a car, and there's somebody comes in front of you, so you have to apply brakes. If you don't apply, you will just get hit. So this is what the non-example are. So example is you have to apply the brakes to so these is what the components of good ID is basically.